So I've had a few people ask me what happened with my stroke and how bad was it and what caused it. So I thought instead of messaging all these people and open up the door to more questions and then find myself covering the same topics, I'll just make a video on it and talk about it a bit quicker and easier. So I had COVID quite bad 4 years ago. It hit me harder than it should for two reasons. One, I'm slightly autoimmune compromised with Crohn's disease, another thing I don't really talk about much. And I actually had very low levels of vitamin D. I presume it's because I don't go outside much. I'm an indoors person. And yeah, so I had COVID quite bad, but that wasn't the cause of the stroke. That was sort of like the catalyst. The true cause was a dysfunction of endothelial cells in the artery in my neck, caused by COVID, which prompted an immune response for my own immune system to attack the artery in the back of my neck, and it ended up with a tear. And the tear type is called a vertebral arterial dissection. And basically your artery is made up of multiple layers: the outer layer, the middle, so the media, and the inner layer, the inner lining, called the intima. And what happens is the intima can tear, which is the endothelial cells, so it can tear. Blood can get up between them two layers and cause a bulge in the artery wall. So it's a natural artery. This wall's now bulging because it's got blood going on the inside, and it closes off the artery and causes either clots or starvation of oxygen-rich blood to your brain. That's what happened to me, and I had a massive stroke of the cerebellum and left lateral medulla. So it affected me quite bad. I had no fine motor control, so I couldn't properly control my right side. My balance was non-existent. I had Horner syndrome, so my vision didn't properly work in my left eye. I was semi-deaf in my left ear. I lost some functional skills like swallowing. It was like a big effort, and I had to like really focus on being able to swallow what I was eating. Laughing, sneezing, coughing was just, yeah, it was funny, but it wasn't at the same time. And pain, so residual things that are still wrong. So 4 years later, I've only got 3 arteries and not 4. Luckily, my cardiovascular system is good and healthy. So the blood from the 3 existing arteries are enough to perfuse the brain tissue with oxygen-rich blood, and everything's fine and dandy. However, I suffer with pain on the right-hand side of my body. I still, from time to time, get a bit of weakness. When a muscle, especially my hamstrings, are stretched, it feels like I'm being electrocuted. Water hurts. I don't feel temperature on this side. I don't fully sweat properly on this side, but I do on the other. When I first came out of hospital, it was crazy. If I sweated, you could literally see the line between pure dry skin and like wet skin. It was surreal. And the big one's probably fatigue. So if I get stressed or tired, like, fatigue is just out of this world. So all of the symptoms, all of the pain come back. I have to sleep like with half my body outside of the duvet because the things touching my skin hurts. So you'll see it sometimes look overly aggressive on warm-up squats, for example, with like an empty bar or 70 kg, and I'm like head-on focused, like I'm going to war, and it's not. It's because it hurts. It physically hurts where it's touching me, especially on a cold bar as well while I'm holding on to it. It's very uncomfortable. So yeah, but the silver lining is I couldn't, if I carried on trying to train how I trained before the stroke, I wouldn't have made a full recovery. I'm even stronger now than what I was previous to the stroke. And it's not because I adapted my training to be more intelligent for me, it's because I just learned programming like the absolute depths, the optimal methods. And I think that's why I'm so passionate about it, because I think in my first video I said, I want this information to reach people that I never had. And truth be told, I knew enough to get stronger and even probably coach people. But from what I know now, it's a complete different level. And I feel that if it wasn't for the stroke, I wouldn't have gone out of my way to learn that, because I soon realised I wasn't going to be able to work as hard as what I did before. And I didn't. And truth be told, I don't need to. So the thing is, it's not the hardest worker and it's not the smartest worker that makes the most progress. It's the most effective worker. And don't get me wrong, effective work usually is smart and hard, but effective work beats all types of work. And the other thing as well is I don't have much motivation now with fatigue and stuff, but I massive practitioner of discipline. And when like motivation's fleeting with life, age, fatigue, external factors, discipline though, you can choose to have that forever. And that's the difference between champions and non-champions, is discipline. It's not motivation. Some people are highly motivated and they make loads of gains and you can see it, and then they just vanish, and that's because they don't have the discipline. The motivation's gone and they've lost everything that they had. So we have to be disciplined. Anyway, I'm digressing and talking about other things. It was about the stroke, and yeah, it still does affect me. Of course it does. It was a massive stroke. I had to learn to walk again. That was quite a big thing. But 4 years later, and to be honest, I couldn't be happier in performance where I am physically and stuff. So yeah, and I'm grateful for every day. So I'm grateful for all you guys watching. So hopefully that answers the questions, the 3 people that asked. And yeah, keep watching and keep moving forward.